Hello, everybody. Welcome back, loves. Welcome back to She Reads Tarot. And yes, we are in October. We are in October. So, what I am going to do, it's actually still September, y'all, but in just a few minutes, it will be October. As I'm recording this. So it will be October when you guys get this. So happy October, everyone. Okay, happy October. And it is officially fall. Okay, it is officially fall, you guys. And yes, we are back at it. So what we're gonna do, you guys, I know I did Aries, Taurus, and Gemini for the month of September. But we were so close to the end of September that here we are in October. So now we're picking up, we're at Cancer. We're going to be looking at Cancers now. An in-depth reading for Cancers. Okay. And I'm glad that I'm actually redoing this reading because we're looking at Cancer and your person. So it could be any sign. I know the previous reading that I did, and I ended up posting it on my other channel, Queen Cancer Tarot. You guys, the link is below if you're interested. Please go and check out my other channels. But I ended up posting it over there because I had Queen Cancer Tarot in, that's the name that I had posted. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and post this on my other channel. So here I am, y'all. I'm here for you. This is She Reads Tarot. You're in the right place. And we're going to do past, present, and future. And that is the reading that we are doing for the month. Okay. If you guys would like to see any other spreads, you know what I mean, any other topics for readings, please feel free to put it in the comments. Okay. And let me know what y'all want to see. All right. And I am happy to take that into vast consideration. All right. So, the way we're going to do this, folks, is we are going to look at the oracle messages. Okay. We're going to look at the overall energy first between you and your person, Cancer. And then we will look to see if what the past energy was for you and your person, the current energy, and the future or energy, whatever is coming towards you. Okay. The energy coming towards you. How about that? I'll put it that way. What is coming towards you? Okay. Well, slow down. That is the overall energy between you and your person. You're moving way too fast for me and it's scaring me away. So things are starting to slow down in the connection. So either one person feels like things are going too fast. It could be a mutual decision to kind of put the brakes on things. Or there could be someone or something that is causing things to simmer down in the connection. Okay, so let's just see past energy here. So we have spiritual coming through for you. And the current energy we have FWB. Ooh, friends with benefits. I'm not looking for anything serious, but I wouldn't mind being friends with benefits. In the past energy, it says spiritual. I love how aligned we are in our beliefs and core values. We can really grow together. Okay. And so now we're friends with benefits. So we've gone from being a soul to being potential soulmates. Okay. Seeing a potential future along with one another to now just being friends with benefits, not looking for anything serious. Hmm. And then we have laughter here. Okay. Nobody makes me laugh the way you do. Hmm. Cancer, you have gone from seeing this person as a serious potential soul connection to I don't want to do anything serious. I just, I don't mind hanging out to now this person is a joke. And it could be vice versa. This could be your energy. This could be your energy. And it's almost like you've just gone from a soul tie connection to friends with benefits to just friends. Like not even anything serious. Under the deck, now we have together. So, Cancer, either you're going to be coming from a situation where you were in a close connection with someone and that person ghosted you, and you're going to meet someone new, okay, that you're going to have a close bond with, or there's an energy of going from being very, very serious with someone to slowing things down to now doing things to like being friends. You know what I'm saying? Being very lighthearted, not being as serious. You know what I mean? Being very lighthearted, and then that turning into something long term with this together energy here. Let's see. Let's look at more oracle messages here. Yeah, it says you're moving way too fast for me. I feel like there was a situation where either you or the other person, felt like things were going too fast and they just wanted to be friends first and, fall in love. And I feel like that's exactly what ended up happening here. So tell me first about slow down. Tell me about slow down, please. I forgot how I was doing this. So I'm going to look at each one individually. So we have power here. Power. Focus on your needs. Slow down, focus on your needs. And I feel like with power, I feel like it took a lot of control for you to do this because I feel like the feelings were mutual or there was a lot of chemistry between you and this person. So it may have been very difficult for you guys to like pull back. I'm getting an energy of people who were in a relationship for a long time. And I feel like one or either both of you have decided that things in a better way, in a healthier way. Maybe you put the cart before the horse, and maybe you're like, okay, we need to slow down. Let's back up and do things a little slower and get to know each other a little better. You may have started off, being physical with this person. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Tell me about spiritual. Tell me about spiritual in the past energy here. Tell me about spiritual, please. Okay. And we have vacation. Take time to recharge. Start a perfect vacation and enjoy the freedom. I feel like the two of you decided that things were moving too fast, too quickly, too hot and too heavy. And I feel like you both decided to take a vacation, a break. You decided to kind of like relax things, just, take the time to kind of like let things build naturally. You decided that it was time to put the brakes on it, give it a rest. That's what I'm seeing here. Also with spiritual, there could be religious factors at play. Okay. And I mean, I feel like someone's conscious may just be like, listen, we're moving too quick. We need to back it up, and do things in a more respectful, morally sound way. Perhaps. And now with this friends with benefits, doesn't necessarily have to mean being physical, okay? But we're friends and we both have the knowledge that we have a commitment with one another. We want to have this commitment, but we also want to give each other the opportunity to, be themselves, okay, and make the decision, um, and make the decision why, you know. Hold up. Excuse me, sorry. One more time. Okay, y'all. These two sneezes have been throwing me off lately. Okay. Tell me about friends with benefits, please. Friends with benefits. Holy Spirit, angels, and gallons. Okay. So I felt two cards come out, and they're both in the reverse. So we have exhausted in the reverse. Okay. And we have surprise in the reverse. Be ready for change, right? And this is in the reverse. And then we have exhausted in the reverse. You know what? I feel even more so that there's one person. I feel like that there is one person that may necessarily be wanting this friends with benefits more than the other person. I feel like there is one person that is kind of wanting to have more of a physical connection. There may be someone who's rushing things a little bit more than the other person, right? That's what I'm getting here. With be ready for change in the reverse. I'm getting an energy that somebody here is not ready for this whole let's just be friends, you know, energy. Someone is not ready for that. They're like, why do we have to go backwards now? you know? So let's see. Tell me about laughter here. Tell me about laughter. Tell me about laughter. I feel like the two of you are going to get to know each other in a deeper way. Look, we have investments here. Investments came out the deck here. Okay, invest wisely. I'm saying you're spending more quality time with this person. You're getting to know this person on a whole nother level. I'm going to say on a molecular level, on a spiritual level. Okay, you're getting to know this person. All right, not just on a physical level. So I feel like this is you're investing time and energy into the connection, and you're building something that is going to be very, very plentiful. It's going to be very beautiful. And at the end, I feel like the two of you will be much closer for it. Do you see what I'm saying? So we have looking here under the deck. Seek and you will find. Okay. Seek and you will find. I feel like there was too much and not enough going on at the same time. You know what I mean? The physical aspect in the situation caused things to be, it caused you to have blinders and not really be able to see the beauty in this connection. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like now that you're not doing so much of this, you can do more of, looking. This is looking, eyes. This is looking. Now you can do more of the watching and the looking at the person and seeing the person for a change. You know what I'm saying? Actually take the time to invest wisely, to look at what it is that you're getting into. What is it that I am saying that I want to spend the rest of my life with? Maybe you might change your mind. Maybe you might see something that, you really don't necessarily like so well. And you may realize some things before you take a leap, y'all. That's why it's good to take your time and do things in a certain order, you know? Some people skip around, but I feel like it's good to do things in a certain way, especially when it comes to situations like this. Okay, let's see. Tell me about Cancer, please. Spirit, angels, tell me Cancer. About slow down and power. And we have praying. Praying. Okay. Faith. Okay. What did I tell you? I feel like there is an energy of someone's faith, or someone's was being divinely guided in a certain direction, or because of someone's faith or their beliefs. Do you know what I mean? Or someone was praying and this is what they were guided towards. And I feel like that's how you came to make this decision. Okay. I feel like you prayed about it. You and your person may have prayed about this together and may have come to a mutual decision. I still feel like it was one person at the end of the day here that was doing more praying. The other person was kind of, doing the other kind of praying. I'm just saying there was one person, I'm just saying, that I feel like was a little more on the touchy feely side than the other person. But let's see. Tell me about spiritual and vacation. Tell me about spiritual and vacation. Tell me about spiritual and vacation. Spiritual and vacation. Feeling like ish. Okay, so somebody is feeling bad here. Remember, I said somebody's conscious was affecting them, getting to them? I feel very strongly that this is what was taking place here. It's funny, we got my way under the deck. I feel like this person with pride and ego, I feel like this person was feeling bad. I feel like they knew that they were going in opposition of their beliefs. Period, point blank. I'm just going to tell you right now. Okay, if this does not reflect to both, it definitely is reflecting to one person here. And they just needed to take this break, for spiritual purposes, and they're conscious. They needed to do things the right way. And look, friends with benefits, and we have love message here flying out the deck with exhausted in the reverse and surprise in the reverse. Okay, again, this person doesn't want to do this. They don't want to just be friends with benefits. They're going to continue trying to, get their point across to you that, hey, we can just, a little bit. We don't have to, no. This person is trying their best, I feel like, to make these moves on you, maybe seductive messages. I don't know. That's the energy that I'm getting from this person. And I feel like you're a person and you're telling this person, no, we're just going to be friends for now. And with laughter and investments, I feel like there's an energy of let's just be friends. I want to wait until I'm married, you know what I'm saying? Or let's wait until we are in a commitment, you know what I'm saying, before we do X, Y, and Z, right? Tell me about laughter and investments. That's what I'm getting. Laughter and investments. Investments is all about Seven of Pentacles. It's waiting, being patient. And look, we have Smex addiction, y'all. I told you. See, there's one person that is much more adamant than the other person is about let's get together. Let's get together and do the things that we do. Okay. And we have unstable here underneath the deck. I do feel like there's an energy of this person is having a hard time shutting that off. Okay. Yeah, they haven't had any in a while. We got debt here underneath the deck. Y'all, this is just too much. These readings, y'all, off the chain. Okay. Let's turn that in the upright. It talks about debt. Okay. Somebody not having enough credit, or not having the credit, or not being able to use, or not qualifying for the credit. You know what I'm saying? You got to crawl before you walk. You know what I mean? And I feel like this person's score wasn't high enough. They didn't have enough points to get anything on credit. You know what I'm saying? You were like, no, ain't none of that being given out here. You know, just saying. I am just saying. So let's see. Tell me about slow down. Okay. Power and praying. Tell me about slow down, power, and praying. There is power in prayer. Okay. And I feel like you knew there was power in prayer as well. And we keep getting these two cards together, y'all. I am not even kidding, y'all. Go check out the last reading that I did for Cancer for you, y'all. It is on my other channel on Queen Cancer Tarot. You can't tell me the energy isn't the same. Y'all, 10 of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, period. 10 of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. There's a knowing that if this person is truly going to be your person, if they're truly the one that you're committed to, they're going to be there at the end of the day. There's no rush. Do you know what I'm saying? Plus, with the Knight of Pentacles, you're thinking about how the way it has always been. This is what you count on. This is what you can depend on. And I feel like your faith is what you can depend on. And with that 10 of Pentacles, that's the foundation of who you are, right? 10 Pentacles, that talks about foundation, having a stable, sturdy foundation at that. Okay. And under the deck, the 2 of Pentacles here. See, there's an energy of, you were going back and forth, I feel like, and, testing the waters, enjoying yourself with this person. And, and you're like, I can't do both. I can't do both. We're going to do one thing at a time here. Right? Yeah. You couldn't do both. You had to, you have to, you're going to speak one way, you're going to be one way. You know what I mean? Tell me about spiritual and vacation here and feeling like ish. Look, we got the 5 of Swords in the reverse, y'all. Not even kidding. This talks about having remorse, feeling bad, wanting to fix the situation, wanting things to go back to normal. Listen, we have the 7 of Swords here. See, this is all about you feeling as though you were either living a lie or doing something that was deceptive, or you just didn't feel right. Or there's an energy of feeling as if, I need to be on my own. I need to be by myself, right now, because I'm feeling bad. I'm really feeling bad. And I feel like there is an energy of just kind of wanting to just be by yourself or on your own, or just, you know what I'm saying? Celibate here is what I'm going to say. And, or at least not in a relationship until you're committed, until you're all the way together, until you have that ring on your finger. You don't want to be in a situation where you're unstable, you're not truly committed, and then this person walks, or they decide they want something else, like what? No, you're going to give it time. You're going to give it time. Tell me about love messages here. Okay, friends with benefits, surprised and exhausted in the reverse. I feel like somebody's going to be trying to push way through, okay, because they are very anxious on getting what. And look, we have that Queen of Pentacles here. All right. Underneath the deck, we have Temperance. See, there's an energy of someone who is being very in their feelings. Okay. Very much in their feelings. And why? Because with Temperance here, you're telling this person not right now, not today, maybe later, maybe next, I don't know. But, or maybe when you marry me, make them want to marry me with this Queen of Pentacles. When you put a ring on it, perhaps we're going to wait until you put a ring on it. We're going to wait until this is a thing here. Okay. And not a moment sooner. And I feel as though this person they can barely handle it. You know what I'm saying? They can barely handle it. All right. However, laughter, investments, and schmex addiction. You want this person to wait? This person is like they can't wait. They're acting as if they can't wait here. What is the deal? Why are we seeing sex addiction? This person is just really attracted to you in this way, and they're letting you know. Or this person someone who just can't take no, or they can't wait? What is this? So we have the King of Swords here. Okay. Now, interesting that King of Swords is drama. The King of Swords is also respectable. Okay. The King of Swords is honest. Um, the King of Swords also refers to the authority. Okay. The law. All right. What do we have under the deck here? The Judgment card here. Yeah. Listen, what I know about this person from what I can see right here is that this person is going to check themselves. This person is going to check themselves. They're going to really see themselves. You know what I mean? I feel like with Smex addiction here, what's funny is that this person is going to realize that they actually have an issue. They actually have a problem. King of Swords will deal with the situation. They're not just going to let it just hang around. And that Judgment card is the same deal. Okay. This is somebody who does they don't want to be judged. This is somebody who sees what is happening. They see what's going on in front of them. They're not shoving it under the rug. Do you see what I'm saying here? So this person is going to get some act right. They're going to check themselves, Cancer. And this is beautiful. They are going to check themselves here. Huh. So, let's clarify. We got time. Let's clarify. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. Lot of Pentacles here. All right. And with slow down, this is time and energy. So there's a sense of, let's not spend so much time with one another. We need to slow it down a bit. All right. Let's not put the cart before the horse, as our elders used to tell us. Okay. So let's see here. Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. Look, we have Temperance. My God, let's just chill out. Let's just put a lid on it. Let's calm down. We are moving too quickly here. Yo. And look, the Seven of Pentacles. Yo, let's wait. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I say? Let's wait. Let's wait. And it's like I said, this person is meant to be, all right, with praying here and control, okay, power, which is the same as control and slow down. Listen, they'll be here. They'll be waiting. They will be waiting. They will be waiting. The elders used to tell you that too, baby. If it's meant to be, they won't go anywhere. They ain't going nowhere if it's meant to be. if they're gone by the time you get back, baby, you see, that simple. That simple. Okay. Tell me about the Five of Swords in the reverse, feeling remorseful, feeling bad, and the Seven of Swords. Tell me about the Five of Swords in the reverse and the Seven of Swords. And we have the Five of Wands in the reverse. Five of Wands in the reverse. This is an energy of the same deal. Someone who just is trying to avoid conflict. They don't want to upset spirit. They don't want to upset. They don't want to get in the way. They don't want to feel bad. They don't want their conscience kicking in. They don't want to do any of the things. They just want to take a time out and hang back if that's what spirit is saying to do. They're not trying to rock any boat here. See what I'm saying? Look, the death card. See? Look, transcending. Okay? Killing the flesh. All right? Is kind of what this represents to me. All right? And this is also an energy of an ending or something that is transcending. Letting something go that is not for you, right? Or not good for you, or not serving your purpose here. So let's talk about this friends with benefits, Temperance and the Queen of Pentacles here. Yeah, like you're going to have to wait, right? Until I'm made a Queen of Pentacles. I'm not just going to sit around being, your friend with benefits here. Yeah, this is not that. This is not a friends with benefits situation, is what you're telling this person. And look, we have two cards. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. Listen, yes, the Six of Pentacles is all about gifts. Remember, I think we talked about gifts, but the Six of Pentacles is all about gifts. Giving it all and receiving it all. Being very generous. That Wheel of Fortune is also all about blessings and abundance, right? And I feel like there's an energy of I'm not about to give up all of my blessings, you know, and changes. Okay. Underneath the deck, we have the Star. Listen, I'm going to have more reassurance than this. Okay. And besides all of that, you know, my faith won't even allow me to do all of that. Like you're asking for too much. There's an energy of this person is asking for too much when it comes to that, and you're not willing. Okay, this you're divinely guided to move towards your blessings, and you're going to be abundantly blessed, right? Yeah, this person is anxious, but you are faithful. You are standing strong here. Okay, you are standing strong. King of Swords and the Judgment card. And I got all these cards, and I said standing strong, and here's the Strength card here. Okay, hold on. Not trying to get all these cards. There were like 5 cards, y'all. Tell me about the King of Swords and the Judgment card here. Oh, and look, the Two of Cups. What did I tell you? Didn't I say this person was going to get some act right? Because why? Because of this. This person is your true soul mate connection. This person wants to be together with you more than they want to get with you. Do you see what I'm saying? They actually want to be with you. See, with the Chariot under the deck, this person is going to do whatever it takes. Do you understand? To make it happen, whatever it takes. And if it means wait, be patient, let's just be friends with the 6 of Cups, you know, let's just be friends with the 3 of Cups. Okay. And then I will get my wish fulfillment. 6 plus 3 is 9. Just wait. Let's just be friends. Let's just talk, and be friendly and get to know each other. And we will then move into this 2 of Cups energy, but it's going to be a natural progression, and it's going to be done the right way. You know what I'm saying? So that's where you are, Cancer. It is what it is. That is your energy. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I love you guys so, so very much. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you would like to book a reading with me, please go to my website. The link is below. I got 25% off, and it's going to be unlimited for right now because she is back is the coupon code, 25% off of all purchases, $12 and up. And other than that, I love you guys so much. Join me on my other channel, Queen Cancer Tarot, for giveaways and free stuff and free readings and all the good stuff. So I'll see you guys there, here later, and take care and God bless. I love you. Bye. And I'll be back with Leo coming up next.